What's up, and welcome back to Naptime Builder. If you seen the last few videos, it's been a lot of randomness. Okay, a little bit of yard stuff, a little bit of gym stuff. I can't remember the last time I worked on a vehicle. Your boy been busy with a lot of other things, but we got a few things I need to work on now. First, my second gen Dodge. My electric fan's not been working. There's something wrong with the relay. Finally had some relays come in. It's a dual fan setup. I'm debating on putting each fan on a separate relay. So that way, if one goes bad, then hopefully the other one's still going. Also, my work car, my Lincoln Town car, she had a light come on, O2 sensor. I got some O2 sensors come in. I'm gonna try to change both of them, get rid of that light. You know, maybe help my gas mileage a little bit too. She a 98 and she a V8, but she still get about 22 miles a gallon, so she's still getting me there. And then if we knock all that out, I need to look into getting this cab off this dadgum chassis. That way I can scrap everything that's underneath it. The cab and the front clip to this International is going to the church. They got some plans for that. And here comes my helper, old Mama Cat. So I guess let's pop a hood and get started. Sorry if you can't hear me the best. I got the fan. Look, I got all the doors open and the two box fans are going. We're getting a little stuffy in here. I'm so ready for see what I was fixing to say. My bad, I skipped over it. It's got a little bit of a smell up in here, and it's like a moldy smell. Reason being, so I built this shop on a flat pad, obviously, but the pad itself is a 40 by 40 shop. My shop is only a 40 by 24 right now. So this patch out here until you get to that post there is completely flat. It don't have no downhill to shed water when it gets on my pad out here. It seeps its way up under the door when it rains real hard, and it's soaked into the bottom of my dadgum OSB around the edges, and it looks terrible. It smells terrible. There's no point in me fixing it right now until I close in the rest of out here and fix the puddling problem. Otherwise it's just going to continue. So I'm layering this thing out. Alright, so that's my O2 sensors for the car. Set that out there. Where is my relay? Relay, where is my relay? Excuse me. I need to plug in some batteries too. About all of them dead. I swapped the kids' little Power Wheels Jeep over to where I can use a Ryobi battery to power it. And my little girl has been running them daggum batteries down like clockwork, man. It is rough. Should I set them in here? No. But my little girl's been running them daggum batteries down, man. So I need to charge some batteries. Otherwise, I'm liable to get whooped by a 5-year-old. Just so you know. Let me find these daggum relays and we'll move forward here. Alright, so here's my old... This thing has a bad connection. Or it might just be bad, period. But I got her wired in, and at the moment it's wired up to both fans. Like I said, I believe I'm going to go by their little wiring diagram here and wire one up to each fan. So first, I guess I need to chop this thing out and start rigging them two up. Probably not gonna put it in the same exact spot. Might have to throw it over here to the side on the inside of the fender or something. We'll see where she ends up, okay? Out with old. Now let's see what we can do with the new. All right, so got the old one out. I just tied both of my grounds to each other. Got them ran over here to a ground. Got both of my relays mounted here and here. This one is gonna be, I'm running this coffee colored. Is it toffee or coffee? Yeah, coffee colored wire over here. Gonna connect to the positive of this fan. Then I'll do the same with this coffee colored one to the positive of this fan. Get them ran where I need them. Connected, all that, mark it off my diagram over here. And then obviously my two reds are going to be running to a battery source, or running up to the battery, positive. And then after that, I'll have the black wire and the gray wire left on both. Gray, wait, there is no gray. We're not talking about gray. That's white, cuz. I might have to look at this. They might have me messed up. Have y'all ever done a relay and then their daggum colors on their crap don't even match the colors on the thing or on the actual relay? That's I hope I'm not running into that again, but I'm pretty sure it happened on the last one too. And here I am, I just jumped right in and didn't even think about it. So let me check it. Okay, so verified. The only difference is on here it's showing gray. The relays have a white wire. The rest of them are right. Just on the gray on the paper is the white in real life. Okay. Okay. I was like, oh dang, I hope it's coffee color or this. I hope they didn't have this black one wrong because I already got it hooked up. But you know, it's okay. We made it through. Maybe we can make it through the rest of it. You know, no promises. I'm gonna keep on having problems with electric fans and relays, and I'm just gonna put a daggum clutch fan back on. It's ridiculous. All right, so I did not hook them up to a temperature sensor on this 360. I've looked before, I think, and I don't know of a spot where I could put one, but I did hook. All right, so I said my grounds are together. Ran over here to the to the inside fender to a common grounding point. And then my coffee colored wires are run to the positive of each fan. Obviously, they're connected to the relays. My red wires that are fused are ran up here to the battery. Just slid the fuses in those. And then my black wires from both relays are together, ran to a power source that turns on when the key turns on. Both white wires, gray in their paperwork, is ran to the switch, and then the other pole of the switch is grounded. So when the switch is on, it has ground. It should turn the fans on. When it is off, it will not. The reason I just went ahead and grounded them, one, because I don't know a spot right now to put the sensor. These engines are a little weird. Also, this truck tends to run a little low on temp. Like, it runs a little cold. So it'll be one of them. I won't run the fans all the time, only when the temp starts rising up some around the mid-range of like 210. That's when I would turn them on. But let's see if they work. I'll go ahead and make sure my switch. I need to find a better spot to put my little toggle switch. Right now, it's dangling, okay? I unfortunately drilled a hole. It wasn't a good spot. Nothing happened. Switch on. Now both of them are going. When I tried that with just the switch being turned on, when I done it with just the switch being on, they would not come on. So obviously the fuse that I have that ran to, I don't remember right off, but only has power when the truck is running. I believe that's the AC clip breaker. But they're blowing some dadgum air now. So that's good. I may turn them off and on a couple times. But, I got to make sure. I've been having this issue for a while now. These ran warm a time or two. Oh yeah, we're good. So, she also has a small leak, but we're not going to be able to get to that right now. See it down there? That's coolant. So, not 100% sure what the issue there is. I don't know for sure. I don't know. Fans are good now. I am going to go through and throw a little electrical tape and heat up some of them connectors to make them do their, because it's the type of connectors that you can heat the ends and they kind of like heat shrink, So we'll go through, tighten everything down, make sure it's good. Hit them with a little heat so they close up to water and all that. Also, look at this cap. Apparently for a while, I only had water in here. It has destroyed my cap. Luckily, I've put new fans in a lot of things. Look at here, the old F100. Same kind of cap. So we're gonna steal this for now. Like brand new. And we'll put this one over here. Well, the F100 ain't running yet. So, I'll get another one, I promise. So, she'll be fine. But we're going to go through, hit these with some electrical tape, a couple zip ties, make it look a little cleaner and more tucked out of the way. I just wanted to make sure everything worked good. Looks like I need to throw a little bit of brake for dinner. But and then I'll pull the Lincoln up here. Take a look at them O2 sensors. One thing down, next one coming up. Okay. All right. So now I gotta move the truck, and since second gen Cummins is out of the way in the carport, I think I'm gonna put my black truck in here. Right, move the wife's van. I think I'm gonna move the Jeep. I think I'm gonna drive it to my mom's later and weed eat and everything for her. It needs to be drove so I can get comfortable with it. That way I can be okay with driving it more. Yada, yada, yada. But anyways, I'm gonna move all this out, back my truck in here, pull the van back in. I gotta get the car to the shop. And we'll stick the Jeep somewhere until I decide to go do a little weed eating later. I need a weed eat here too. I just mowed yesterday. Didn't have time to weed eat. So, first of all, let's move the mower. Poor Jeep's been taken over by that gum spider sitting out here. I ain't trying to get attacked when I get up in here. Let's see if this thing will crank and get out the way. Well, I had forgot that I had stole the starter solenoid off the Jeep because I was testing something on the 72 and I never put it back. So I had to throw that back on, get it fired up, get it pulled out the back of the carport. She dies right there and then she don't want to start back. So she gonna sit right there for now and think about everything she's done wrong, so I can move the rest of these daggum vehicles. Now check out that beauty right there, daggum Grandpa Special. Let's get this thing off the ground. See if we can change an O2 sensor. All right, where's these things at? That's there because I was a dummy once upon a time. You know, I'm still a dummy sometimes. But this thing had 4 cats on it and I cut the back 2 off. So that's why that's... All right, there's one. The other one should be about the same spot on the... Yeah, there she is. I got a 7/8 inch wrench. And hopefully that pigtail is somewhere where I can reach it. Somewhere like right there. So I ain't got much room up under here, so I'll see you here in a minute, or well, I say a minute. I'll see you, or you'll see me here in a few seconds. I'll see you a while later. This is gonna take a minute. Squeeze my big butt up in here and get out and up and out and yeah, you know. The struggles of being a chunky butt and trying to squeeze under vehicles. All right, am I right? You know, fellas. All right, here's our new one. Look at there. There's our old one. Is there something missing? Just look a little different, right? Yeah. Alrighty then. Hopefully, it'll be alright. Maybe, possibly. Alright, so new one, old one. So this side's not near as bad as the other one anyways, because, you know, it still has the dadgum in there, but still much better. Hey, bad news. I did just realize I do still have the other 2 O2 sensors. So as long as I can get to them, I'm gonna go ahead and swap those 2. The only bad news is I have 2 more to do. At least they came in a pack of 4, right? I mean, they're a little bit harder to get to though, so we'll see how long this takes, I guess. All right, so I got the codes cleared. See my dadgum. Uh-oh. My dash ain't working at all now. Oh my goodness. It's about time to turn her into an F100 or something. I don't know. I've been debating on cutting this body off and throwing a 71 Torino on it. Oh, she just started working. Look, I started. This happened last time too. Look at this. It wasn't working just a second ago, y'all. But codes is cleared. I ain't even gonna lie to you. I did not change the front 2 O2 sensors. Just them back 2. Obviously, that one was a big old problem. I'm hoping that was the only problem. But I got 2 out of the 4 changed. Code's cleared. We're gonna pray it don't come back. I really don't want to have to fool with them other front 2. But yeah, I mean, you seen my dash wasn't my old digital dash from 1998. She wasn't working. She's been off and on for a little while now. She'll show a little bit, then the other half won't show. Every time I start talking about cutting this body off and throwing a dadgum old school car or turning her into a F100, she pops right back to life. Didn't even have to touch her again. She just bloop, and she was back at it. Yeah, I scared her. Every now and then you got to put the fear of God in them. Well, every now and then you got to put the fear of a dadgum cutting disc in them, I guess. I don't know. So, got some O2 sensors changed. We can put the car up, I guess. I probably need to go ahead and make my way to Mama's to weed eat. Come back here and weed eat. and then see what I can do about the old International cab over there. I can get that thing off there, and the rest of it on the scrap trailer. Right here, me, the wife, and the kids went to Cathedral Caverns. It was my wife's birthday, and we usually do a little small trip or a little fun activity for our birthdays. And we don't really make a big deal out of it. So that's what she wanted to do. Good morning. Well, this morning we're starting with this, okay? Told you we was gonna take the cab, front clip, all that off. Donating it to the church. He's got some plans. He thinks it'll look cool for decoration, stuff like that. I'll probably give him the bumper too, because that'll make the front look better. And then once we get all that off, the engine, transmission, and what's left of the frame, the front of the frame, stuff like that, we'll whatever we can't use, we'll throw in the scrap trailer, stuff like that. I did happen to run into the guy that was talking about wanting the dump bed at Harbor Freight yesterday. He has since bought a dump trailer, dump truck. I don't even remember what he said, but he said he will stop by at some point and look at it, say yay or nay, whatever. Hopefully it's a yay, that way I ain't gotta mess with it. But if it's a no, then I'll be chopping that down, throwing a good bit of it on the scrap trailer, cutting up some of it, throwing it in the metal, creating me a metal pile that I possibly could use for some other project or something later on down the road. But right now, focusing on this. There's a mount up front here, right up under the grill. And it looks like the fenders are mostly just, attached to the grill section and then to the floorboard, to the running board and the cab on the back, I believe. And then there's right around here on both sides, there is a cab mount, and then right there in the rear. So also I'll have to cut these off. These home done crap, I'll have to cut this off on both sides. This side looks a little bit more structural, see there. But cut those, mount there, one on each side of the front of the cab, one in the front grill, and then whatever ties the grill or the fenders to the cab. So my weapons of choice today are a Sawzall, and anywhere a Sawzall will not help me, I'll be using an angle grinder, and vice versa. So all right, so I got that back cut and 2 homemade braces, and then the one mount chopped, and then the back of the cab kind of went so that's a little sketchy with me having an angle grinder in my hands. But come around the front, got a couple bolts here. They're very rusty, so I'm not exactly sure if I'll be able to get them out or not, but we're gonna see. What's up? How y'all doing? I'm about wore out already. It ain't even 11 o'clock yet. Hey, y'all stay hydrated. I'm completely covered. You know, you would think as rusty as this thing is that it wouldn't take a whole lot to get it apart. But I'm starting to think the rust is helping it stay together even more. But I believe, unless something else comes up and bites me in the rear, I believe I got the front, both front fenders and the front grille and everything loose. I'm gonna give her a wiggle and see. I had to get some water out. Burn it up. Sorry, I got everything in the doggone way out here. You know, I ain't got a camera person or nothing. It's just me and some jacked up tripods that apparently likes to lower on its own. Oh yeah. Question is, how am I gonna get that thing up all at once? About to see. Or hear me out. Now that it's loose from the cab, I believe all I have left on the cab is them 2 cab bolts. Do I do them? Lift the cab up. Pull this as far forward as I can. Try to bag a trailer under the cab. And then deal with this after. Or what? I don't know. Any ideas? Any ideas? Alright, so look how crusty this thing is. Once I got a lot better look at it, this is why I realized I did not want to try to build this to put it on the road or anything. It's pretty much going to be used for like some yard art type deal. So that'll be a lot more up this thing's alley, because it would have took way too much work to get this thing in good enough shape for me to want to get it on the road. Nothing I have is perfect. It never will be. But this would have took a lot. And honestly, I've not really been able to find many parts for this, so this is a better route. So alright, got the front clip off, hood off. I need to get them other 2 right there. There's one there and one on the other side. I need to cut them off, unbolt them, whatever I have to do there. Alright. Got them cut enough so they're loose anyways. That was well. Now, I got it strapped up there. I ain't gonna be able to carry it, take it too high, because that only goes so high, and well, I'm having to I'm having to use, I can only go up a few inches. So I may end up having to take these wheels off and slide this crap out somehow. But then I'm also got this here, which is also in the way. I have this here, which is also in the way. I'd have been better off doing it over on that other side. Let me show you what the problem is. Well, one problem is she's heavy. Two problem is, see my little hooks there? How they're, those was tight together. Oh. Those was tight together, like it right there. And now they're pulled them apart. It slipped. It's pulling both of them apart. If I'm being honest, I don't know exactly how I'm gonna make this work. Obviously a different strap for one. All right, got the scrap trailer up here. I'll have to rearrange it a little bit. Pretty much all this is going on scrap trailer. I'll have to pull the engine and trans apart from each other. I may cut this frame in 2 or 3 different pieces just so I can get it up there. And now that I can get to the bolts a little better, I might cut that bumper off and let it go with the truck to the church. So, but first, I'm dagging more out. I gotta sit in front of the fan for a few minutes or something. Get some water. It ain't a whole lot cooler in here, but at least the sun ain't blaring at me, so. Let's take a few minutes. Fat boy hot. It's hot out there, y'all. Sometimes you just gotta go take a break and sit in front of a box fan. I need some airflow. I might need a respirator too, because that rust and dirt is everywhere. Well, well, it's the next day. Yesterday, it started raining a little bit on me, and my time was running out, so it wasn't terrible timing for the rain. I kind of needed something to make me stop. Got a little too hot yesterday, but made a lot of progress. I do still have to get the engine is loose from the chassis. I undid the transmission mounts. I even did the bolts from the transmission to the engine. So she falls apart, she falls apart. But for some reason, she still ain't wanting to come loose from them transmission mounts. She ought to be coming right up out of it, but it's not. So, but next day, I just got done on the rowing machine and everything. That's my cardio workout for the day. It just started thundering and everything. I just got notices of a thunderstorm in my location. So, I want to take a break from that because I ain't trying to get struck by lightning. So, I'm going to jump over on something else. So, that's the way this is going. The weather don't ever work with me, okay? I'm just so you know. It's hot up in her. I need a mini split. But first, I need mini split money. Maybe I need to try to sell some of my junk. All right, so different day. I'm down here sweating like crazy. Sun ain't really blaring, but boy, it's humid. But I got that engine and transmission on the trailer, separate from the front clip of the frame there. Got it on the trailer. She only look a little sketchy. And then I cleaned up a little bit, readjusted my strap on the cab here. About to go grab my other trailer. I'm gonna have to take my ramps off the back. Hopefully I can back up under that thing then without too much problem, because she won't go up no higher right now. And I really don't want to have to take those side steps off of there. So, you know, they probably don't want that gas tank on there. I might need to see if I can get that off. But. Let me go grab my trailer, take those ramps off, see how much room we got. All right, now I gotta get these ramps off, and I'm hoping I can mostly just back her on up under there. I ain't never took these ramps completely off this trailer, so let's see, I might just be able to undo that bolt and that one and slide the pipe out. Yeah, it looks about right. Well, my alarm for me to get my butt inside and clean up for work has been going off for the last couple minutes now. But she's on the trailer. I just undone the strap up there. She's, you know, I mean, she's there. She ain't strapped to the trailer, but she's on the trailer without support, which is about as far as we're gonna get. I'm gonna grab the hood, throw it on the front of the trailer. I am not gonna be able to get that front clip on there today. I might go ahead and throw the bumper on there. How heavy is that front clip? I got everything in the way. Oh, have mercy. Daddy come over here looking at me like I was crazy. So, you know, that's always good. Hey, I could use my dadgum. Dang, I had it on the back side of it. I might use the scissor, or I gotta go. I'll do this tomorrow. I got to go. We'll see y'all. All right, well, next day. Okay, look, I'm over here running from the rain, basically. Oh, man. Tire off. Oh, dang. That sucks. I got a tire off the beat there. Anyways, it was just me. I finally got this thing on. Got the cab on the back of the trailer yesterday. And, well, just a few minutes ago, I got the front clip and the hood on the trailer and pulled it out from up there and mowed the yard real quick because the rains are coming and my yard was looking like a jungle, okay? But, sorry if this video is boring for you, you know. I mean, not everything happens inside the shop. Here lately, not a whole lot happens inside the shop because I'm trying to take care of other things too. But I never stop, so, you know, I'll update y'all when the church gets that and they decide fully on what they're gonna do with it. They told me some ideas, but, you know, well, I'll let y'all know when I know. We'll see y'all.